Hi. So today I'm going to be talking to you about a company that has a market cap of around $2 billion and it has sales of what I'm expecting to be $5 million. Yep, you heard that right. Not only is it 5 million compared to a valuation of 2 billion, but they've not even reached 5 million in sales yet. It's what I'm expecting it to be by the end, or what I'm expecting their quarter to report in from up till December, and we should be getting that in February. So that's where we're at the moment, and surprisingly, I still actually have a buy rating on this company. So let's talk about it, shall we? So the company is Blink. They build charging infrastructure. So they sell chargers for electric cars, obviously. So their current share price is about $50 a share. I'm actually expecting it. My price target is $140. So we're talking about raising the company from 2 billion valuation up to about 5 billion valuation, which is crazy even for me. Okay, so first of all, I completely see that. 5 million in turnover, valuation of 5 billion, a little bit off there, so where has it come from? Well, first of all, for me, this is actually based around the fact of we've got the EV craze bubble thing going on at the moment. We have what I believe is the market massively underestimating the adoption of EVs. At the moment, if you look at a lot of graphs, they kind of have EV sales, new EV sales coming in, sort of fairly flat, slight incline, kind of slowly climbing up to the stage of 2028, maybe reaching about 15-17% of all car sales, which, to be honest, I actually think is completely ridiculous. I think by 2028 we're going to be at least 50%, possibly even higher. Now, obviously, where we're at the moment, that probably sounds completely ludicrous. But when you look at the way that the graph is coming in, it's not kind of going like that, it's kind of going like that already. And that's the whole point, is if you look at people's attitudes, as people are seeing these cars, they're seeing chargers out there, adoption is growing really, really fast. And people are going to start looking at their new cars and they're going to think there's no point in buying a fuel car, I might as well get an electric car. And the more people are doing that, the faster the adoption is going, and the whole thing is going to speed up massively over the next 1 to 2 years. Now, EV chargers are obviously a very big important part of that, and finding the right companies to invest in with regards to that is very important. Now, when you look at Blink, generally speaking, you will find a lot of negativity about this company. Either it just doesn't come up on lists of kind of charges for people to have, or when you kind of speak to different groups of people, often they're like, they're horrible, they're waste of time, rubbish company, whatever. But when you look at the business model, and that really is kind of like the most important thing, they seem to actually have the right kind of concept here, and I really can see this taking quite a few steps forward and growing its revenue fairly quickly. So they actually have like a four models that the business can invest in. So say, for example, I work for Blink and you're a company that's looking to get an EV charger. So what I would come to you is I would come and I'd say, look, we've got 4 options. Either we can put the charger on your land, we will provide the charger, we'll pay for installation, we'll pay for the electric, and we will pay you kind of a rent or a going rate for the chargers to be on your land. The second option is a little bit of a hybrid, where kind of like almost like if you think of a supermarket or a service station or something, and basically what they do is they then pay for the installation of the charger, and Blink kind of provides the charger. They still own the charger, and they give a kind of like a commission almost to the landowner. The third option is like the traditional ownership, which again, technically they still don't own it, but they kind of pay for the whole service of installing it, maintenance to it, and all of that. However, they still pay Blink a monthly fee. And then the fourth option is like they call it Blink as a service. So obviously, as a service, very much a buzzword at the moment. But it is very much like a charger as a service, where you kind of pay a monthly rent to have a charger on your property. You pay for it to be like installed. You pay for it to kind of like you own it as such without technically owning it, because the charger still technically belongs to Blink. But you then pay them monthly to maintain the charger. So kind of like a win-win situation for Blink no matter what happens. And obviously the benefit of this for the business is it means that the more chargers they've got, like getting the chargers out there is the main thing, because once they're out there, they are then a constant stream of revenue. Whereas obviously you look at other charging manufacturers or whatever, and they're very much a case of, they're selling their charger, which goes into someone's house, and then they never really kind of see anything from that again. So Blink does have like this constant revenue coming through. And what they've kind of done as well is those kind of partnerships that they've built on and they've worked on. They actually have an exclusive contract with McDonald's for the whole of the US, which, I mean, to be honest, is just outrageous, really. I mean, when you think of what they've got there as for the business, an exclusive contract for chargers in McDonald's throughout the whole of the US. So, like I say, when you think of that as a revenue, potential revenue coming in, we're talking about huge, huge revenue. And when you think of when do people use chargers, now you might be thinking, I'm not going to plug my car in for 5 minutes while I'm running to McDonald's and get something to eat. But what you might be thinking is, I'm driving along, I need to charge my car up. I've got two choices. There's this charger over here that's like in the middle of nowhere, or I've got this one that's in a McDonald's. Do you know what? I'll go charge at the McDonald's and get myself a McFlurry and sit in the car while I'm charging up. And they've also got a partnership with Lion Buses. I think they make school buses basically, and they're kind of like a preferred partner. Now, that kind of in itself probably doesn't really seem like much, but when you think about it, what you're effectively doing is you're able to quickly market yourself to schools by kind of plugging in with these chargers. And the thing is, if a school is going out to get an electric school bus, they might not be, especially at this stage in EV adoption, people aren't necessarily up with chargers and who's the best and what to do. And if you've got a recommended charging company that comes with your school bus, there's a good chance that you're going to go, yeah, okay, we'll do those. And do you know what? We'll grab an extra couple and we'll stick them at the front of the school for students and for teachers to use as well. So you're instantly kind of like almost printing money there again for Blink. Now, like I've said to you, obviously, the valuation for this company is quite ridiculous. And like I've said to you, obviously, my thoughts on EVs, very bullish. I'm convinced that we're going to be moving into EVs very, very quickly. However, on the flip side, with this company, I'm not necessarily sure that they're going to last that long. So while I think that we're going to get a huge spike in EVs, I think this company is going to really, really benefit from that spike. There is also a chance that in 5 years' time, this could drop like a rock. I'm not sure if they necessarily have all of the technology in place and the right kind of team to grow the technology and to really push the company forward, which, like I say, at the moment, at this stage, is not a problem at all. And we're definitely going to see some massive, massive growth in their numbers. But there is obviously that niggling in the back of my head. Now, obviously, when at the start of the year, within my copy trade portfolio, I invested in them. What I've now done is obviously that rapid growth so fast with in the first week, the week that we've had it, basically was so good that what I've now done is taken all of the funds out that we originally invested and just left the profits there in Blink. So now we're at the kind of like the break-even point, and any money that we get from this transaction now is complete bonus. So if the company doubles in value, great. If it halves in value, we're still that amount up. So it's kind of like a win-win for us now. So that's where I'm at with Blink. I think we've got a huge potential future. I can definitely see the share price jumping well over 100%, almost nearly 200%. So definitely a lot of upside with this stock, but also a lot of risk. And that's why I've cut this back quite heavily. And we're just going to use the profits on this one and see how that goes. So that's my thoughts. What do you think about Blink? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching.